Please like and subscribe. Once upon a time, there was a grand old mansion on the outskirts of a small town. It was a magnificent sight to behold, with its towering spires and ornate carvings. The mansion had been built by a wealthy family many years ago, but after several generations had passed, it had fallen into disrepair. Rumors had always surrounded the mansion, and people whispered about the strange things that went on within its walls. Some said that the family who had once lived there had been cursed, while others claimed that the mansion was haunted by the ghosts of its former inhabitants. Despite the rumors, a family decided to move into the mansion. They were a wealthy couple with 2 young children, and they had fallen in love with the grandeur of the place. They had no idea of the horrors that awaited them. The family moved into the mansion in the dead of winter. The snow was thick on the ground, and the wind howled through the trees. As they settled into their new home, strange things began to happen. Doors slammed shut without explanation, and strange shadows danced across the walls. The children, a boy and a girl, began to experience terrifying nightmares. They would wake up in the middle of the night, screaming and drenched in sweat. When their parents asked them what was wrong, they could not say, for they had seen things that were too horrible to put into words. As the weeks went on, the family began to hear strange noises coming from within the walls of the mansion. It sounded like someone was walking around in the attic, even though there was nobody up there. The parents tried to dismiss the noises as the creaks and groans of an old house, but deep down, they knew that something was very wrong. One night, the family gathered in the living room to watch a movie together. As they sat huddled together on the couch, they suddenly heard a loud banging on the front door. The father went to investigate, but when he opened the door, there was nobody there. That's when they heard it, a soft, eerie voice that seemed to be coming from nowhere and everywhere at once. The voice whispered their names, and they all froze in terror. From that moment on, the haunting became more and more intense. The family tried to leave the mansion, but they found that they were trapped inside. The doors and windows would not budge, no matter how hard they tried. The ghostly presence within the mansion grew stronger with each passing day. Objects would move on their own, and the family would often hear strange voices and footsteps echoing through the halls. They began to fear for their lives, as the ghosts seemed to be growing more and more malevolent with each passing day. One night, the family woke up to find that the mansion was shaking violently. The walls were cracking, and the floors were buckling. The ghostly presence had grown so strong that it was now manifesting itself in physical ways. The family huddled together in fear as the mansion shook around them. They knew that they had to escape, but they didn't know how. Just when it seemed that all hope was lost, a beam of light suddenly shone through the ceiling. The family looked up to see a figure descending from above. It was a ghostly apparition, but it did not seem to be malevolent like the other spirits that haunted the mansion. The apparition beckoned to the family, and they followed it up through the roof of the mansion and into the sky. As they soared through the clouds, the family realized that they had been saved. The apparition was the ghost of a long-dead family member, and it had come to rescue them from the evil spirits that haunted the mansion. The family never returned to the small town, for they knew that the mansion was forever cursed. However, they did not forget the lessons that they had learned within those haunted walls. They realized that sometimes, even the most beautiful things can be hiding darkness and terror. Years went by, and the grand old mansion on the outskirts of the small town remained abandoned. People still whispered about the strange occurrences that had happened within its walls, but nobody dared to enter. That is, until a group of curious teenagers decided to explore the abandoned mansion. As they crept through the dusty halls, they felt the same eerie presence that the family had felt all those years ago. The ghostly apparitions still haunted the mansion, and they were not happy about the intruders. The teenagers soon realized that they were in grave danger. The ghosts had grown even more malevolent over the years, and they were not going to let anyone else enter the mansion and disturb their peace. The teenagers tried to run, but the doors and windows were once again locked tight. They were trapped, with no escape in sight. The ghosts began to torment them, whispering their names and chasing them through the dark halls. Just when it seemed that all hope was lost, a beam of light shone through the ceiling. The same ghostly apparition that had saved the family so many years ago had returned, this time to save the teenagers. The apparition led them out of the mansion and into the night sky, where they soared through the clouds and away from the cursed mansion. The teenagers never forgot the terror that they had experienced that night, but they also knew that they had been given a second chance at life. The grand old mansion on the outskirts of the small town remains abandoned to this day. Some say that the ghosts still haunt its halls, while others claim that the mansion has been sealed off to prevent anyone else from experiencing the terror that lies within. But no matter what people say, one thing is certain: the curse of the mansion will never be broken, and those who dare to enter its walls do so at their own peril. The ghostly apparition may have saved the family and the teenagers, but it cannot save everyone who crosses the threshold into the haunted mansion. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.